Every year, around the month of May, or starting on April 8th on the lunar calendar, a festival takes place in the southern city of Namwon, Jeollabuk-do Province. It's the Chunhyang Festival, based on a Korean folk tale. The highlight of the event is the beauty pageant, or the Miss Chunhyang Contest. And for the first time in the festival's 95-year history, a foreigner has won one of the top titles in the contest. And it's Mai from Estonia. We have invited her to the studio today. Welcome, Mai.
Hi, Mai.
Hello, nice to meet you both.
Nice to
Bella.
meet you. Yes. You're looking beautiful in your hanbok today.
Thank you very much. I wore it especially for you guys.
Oh, that's nice. So yes, how about you start with introducing yourself to the Culture Wave viewers?
Okay, hello everyone. Where should I look? Over there. Hello everyone, I'm Mai. I'm from Estonia. I moved to Korea around a year and a half ago. And yeah, pretty much. I wear hanbok and travel around the world.
Wow.
Yes.
You've been here for 1.5 years, but I heard you speak Korean so well.
Very
so I
fluent.
was very surprised before. But Mai, first off, congratulations on becoming the first foreign Miss Chunhyang.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
It's such a big achievement. I can imagine all your families and friends were very happy. So how was the response?
My whole family watched it live, and my mom was so happy about it, even because Chunyang competition is not only about looks, but as well intelligence and how you express yourself and your values. So it's not only like looks. So she was really glad about it, and she was telling all her friends, like, "Oh, my daughter did this." It's a very so I think most of Estonia already knows about this competition. Yes, she has so many friends. It's crazy.
Wow, amazing.
And also now after winning 6th place, I have been getting many calls globally for interviews. So it seems like all over the world, people are curious about this, like a foreigner winning a Korean beauty competition. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal, it seems like.
I'm glad you made it here into our show.
I
I can
know.
imagine you're
Thank
so
you for
busy with your
coming.
schedule right now.
No, I'm so glad you guys invited me. Of course I'm gonna come.
Yes,
Thank
of
you.
course. I know many Koreans already are very familiar with Chunhyangjeon, which is a famous folktale that revolves around a love story, which is what the Chunhyang Festival is actually based on. But you did mention that few people know about this beauty pageant and foreigners winning beauty pageant, but especially for foreigners who are not so aware of this Chunhyang Festival. Could you please give us a brief introduction of it?
So it is the most historical beauty pageant in Korea. It started in 1931, well, the festival itself, and the beauty pageant came along 1950. So it hasn't been yet that long, but it's still the longest in Korea. And it's a story based off of Chunyang. It's a very beautiful love story. Pretty much we can compare it to Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, so pretty much the girls go, they compete, and yeah, and then they pretty much check how you act throughout the practice and everything. We practiced 11 days in total, and yeah, and kind of ended up like this way.
So what made you participate in this contest? I mean, I heard that it's your second time that you're taking part. So tell us about it, and how do you prepare for such contest?
So pretty much I tried last year because it became global since last year. That was the first time foreigners could try. It used to be just Miss Chunhyang, and now it's like global Chunyang beauty pageant. Yeah, so I tried. I prepared a 1-minute speech as well. I prepared a 1-minute performance. Last year I sang and I failed, not because of the singing, but because of my Korean. It wasn't up to the level yet. And that this year, thankfully, I danced. I did muyong, buchechum. It's a dance with a fan, pretty much, Korean traditional dance. And I got through. And I answered all the questions as well.
Wow.
This time with no issues, thankfully enough.
I mean, last year when you participated, you must have been in Korea for just a few months.
Yeah, it had been 5 months
Wow.
at that time.
Incredible. And then in a year, your Korean level was at that level that you can actually participate in a contest with the majority of people being Korean.
Yes.
That is amazing.
That's very impressive. And practicing 부채춤 as well.
Yeah,
the
it was so
dance.
fun.
That's
Really
good.
love it.
And now, Mai, as a winner of Chunyang, you will be taking role as an ambassador of Namwon City for 3 years. What aspect of Namwon would you like to recommend to people who are not so familiar with Namwon?
I think Namwon is really underrated in for foreigners who travel here. Most people go to Jeonju, Busan, Seoul, and that sort of cities, but this city has a really beautiful story. and as well the most beautiful pavilion I've ever seen called Gwanghwamun. So I really recommend foreigners to go, and I will continue to promote the city as well on here whenever I get the chance, and as well through my YouTube.
Wow.
Right, because many people who visit Korea, most of them are well aware of the capital cities, Seoul, and also Busan, Jeju Island, maybe some other cities. But Namwon, I think, is very new to many foreigners. So I guess you have a big responsibility here.
Exactly. Right now there aren't many foreigners, so when you get the chance, go early before it gets too busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
good
Wow.
tip.
That's a very good tip for now. And we want to trace back to when you first visited Korea, when you first came to Korea. What kind of made you come to Korea? I know you said you've been traveling the world in hanbok, but what kind of made you come to Korea at first place? And how is Korea perceived in your own country as well, Estonia?
So I found out about Korea thanks to my friend who liked BTS.
Ah.
That's the most basic beginning for most foreigners, I feel like. And then after that, I learned about all of it, the dramas, the movies, the music, the other genres, and I fell in love. The language itself was very gorgeous as well. And after that, it's about our country. In our country, pretty much younger people know BTS and like K-pop, and it's really popular now. But the older generation as well knows about it, surprisingly enough, thanks to kimchi. It became like this big health food, and most older generations now know about it and make it and eat it.
Wow.
So I think kimchi is taking all over the world.
So who is like most famous in Estonia right now? Among the K-pop groups, it's BTS?
I think BTS 80s, I've heard about them as well a lot. And Blackpink and all the girl groups as well.
And when it comes to Korean food, kimchi is the #1 in Estonia.
Yeah,
So I can imagine like the younger generations, those in their teens to 20s are into K-pop and K-dramas, and then the older generation is more about the Korean food, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Even though the young people like it as well, but in the beginning, kimchi is kind of foreign. It's spicy, but as you try it, everyone I think has started to like it a lot more. We have like kimchi carrot salads and stuff in stores, and yeah, it has become pretty big.
So it's kind of been kimchi already being kind of tailored to the Estonian palate, having kimchi carrot.
Exactly.
dishes.
Even though I heard it's Koryo style a little bit. Yes, because that's not too far away.
For a moment, I thought it's kind of a Western new style of kimchi, but it's actually from the Goryeo dynasty.
Well, not dynasty, but the Goryeo people.
Goryeo people, right.
Yeah, and then as well, normal kimchi. But it's not as spicy that they offer in Estonia.
Ah, okay, very interesting. Now let's talk a little bit about your special passion for hanbok. I mean, you're wearing a beautiful hanbok today, and if you go on your channel, almost all thumbnails actually show you in a hanbok. So how did your affection for hanbok, the traditional Korean attire, start?
So I came here back in 2016 for the first time. I tried on the hanbok once, and it was so beautiful. I felt like a princess, pretty much.
Aww.
It's an experience you can't have in other countries. And after that, even though I was here for only 2 weeks, I decided to wear it again because I loved the experience so much. And after I moved, I went back to Estonia back in 2023, since I was visiting on and off. I kept missing Korea, doing part-time jobs and coming here. But pretty much after coming back from my last trip to here, my friend sent a hanbok to me as a present.
Wow.
So I tried it on, and all of my family loved it. They were like, "You're so beautiful." The clothes itself make you look more beautiful, oddly enough. So I felt like, wow, these clothes really are special. Like this traditional clothing is something that we don't have in other countries. This sort of beautiful one. Ours looks like grandma's, our traditional clothes. So Korean traditional clothes really is gorgeous.
So
yeah.
when you wear the hanbok and travel around the world, what is the response by people who see you when you film your videos on the street or at any venues?
So pretty much after my family reacted so positively to hanbok, I was like, okay, I'm curious how other people on the streets will like it. So I took it on the streets, and it was crazy. Everybody loved it. Everyone was curious about the detailing and like where these clothes are from. And yes, everyone thought it kind of looks a little princessy. So I think, yeah, it's very gorgeous.
I mean, it's very impressive by just wearing hanbok around the globe. You're basically promoting Korea, right? Because by explaining, oh, this is hanbok, like Korean's traditional clothing, that's kind of like promoting Korea. So that's very impressive. And I'm sure a lot of people on the streets would love to see that kind of details and the look on you, right?
I mean, I can imagine that Mai has been wearing hanbok more frequently than we do.
Us, right? Yes.
When
I
did
would
you last
imagine.
wear hanbok?
Maybe for me it was at the hanbok model contest.
The last time I wore it was when it was one of the holidays in Korea, and I was
Right,
on the show.
추석 or
So like
설날.
maybe like once or twice a year, the most probably for Koreans as well.
But that's more often than most Koreans, I believe. So
Right.
still, but yeah, so pretty much, yeah, I wear it almost every day.
And speaking of your YouTube channel, Mai, your channel is actually called Kimchi Ghost Mai. Could you
Right.
tell us a little bit why it is titled that way? I guess it's because of your love for kimchi, but in more detail?
Yes, well, pretty much at first I used to be might drink soju because when I was younger I liked soju, but I liked kimchi as well. But at some point as I got older and you know your body feels heavier and heavier, I lost the soju part and I was like, well, you know, I love kimchi. And my friend was like, I think you eat kimchi more than soju, so it's time to change.
Oh,
and
I
yeah,
see.
So yeah, I went to kimchi.
Okay, that's very interesting. And could you also like introduce us to some of the content that you have besides wearing hanbok and traveling? Anything else?
So pretty much, well, yeah, I wear hanbok and travel around the world, but as well, I take part in hanbok competitions because I think it's a great chance to practice my poses and everything else for my upcoming trips when I go to promote hanbok globally, even though it's kind of weird to say I promote hanbok because I think Koreans should be as well. But these days, the Koreans are not interested as much in, you know,
you're
the
Miss
traditionals.
You can promote hanbok to the world.
Right.
You've got that responsibility now.
It seems like it. But yeah, I really enjoy it, and I think it's a great opportunity. And also the Koreans visiting other countries, when they see me wearing hanbok, they're so happy. They really,
imagine.
they're so happy. So I'm really glad to make everyone happy as I do this.
Now, finally, Mai, let's talk about what you would like to spread to the world about Korean culture. And also, do you have any future plans you would like to share with us on the show?
So as the first Miss Chunhyang, like foreign Miss Chunhyang pretty much, I wish to show people that Korean culture is open to everyone who approaches it with love and respect, because you know this kind of happened, the Chunyang, everything happened thanks to that. And as well, everyone to discover the beauties of Korea, because Korea is a very beautiful country.
All right. Thank you very much, Mai, for sharing your story with us today. And again, congratulations on becoming the first foreign Miss Chunhyang. And I wish you the best for your activities in promoting Namwon city as well as hanbok and the Korean culture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Bella, as always. We're going to see you back here tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you back tomorrow.